What's going on, everyone? Chris from PickDogs.com here with your morning show. It is Sunday, June 1st, 2025. Starting to prepare for the dog days of summer. We only got MLB on the board today, but the Commissioner's Cup starting in the WNBA as well. So we're going to break it down for you and try and make you some money today. Jay, we had to call an audible last minute. I know I said I wasn't going to see everybody today, but well, I lied, so it's okay. I'll get some sleep later on. But I got a couple of great handicappers with me to come on and break down the card today. Brian, how you doing?
I think I'm lucky to have gone 2-1 yesterday. I wasn't very happy with the Pacers and the overhitting, but you'll take a winning day when you can get them. Hopefully today, produce another winning card. There's some good free picks out there. Looking forward to getting into them.
Absolutely. Yeah, the finals now set. We'll be talking about that over the next little bit. Big Al, how are you doing?
Doing fine. It's my daughter's birthday party today, so it'll be a busy day, and kind of happy that it's a slow day in the sports world, so I'll be able to focus on that for a little bit. But doing good.
Talk about someone else that's not going to be able to get much sleep today with the birthday party going on. But Jovan, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Coming off a nice sweeping of the board, 3-0.
Look at you guys, 3-0, 2-0.
Yeah.
Congratulations, awesome.
That's how we like it over here at Pick Dogs. No, but it was a good week. Good Saturday, looking to make it a marvelous Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. For me yesterday, 5-2 day yesterday. The Pirates and the Nationals coming through for me. It's finally one of those days where it all just kind of came together. But I just want to thank Brandon Fott. It takes us a particular set of skills to be able to give up that many runs without recording it out.
Poor Jesus Luzardo yesterday had a rough game, but
got knocked around. He got destroyed. That was bad. I was on the Phillies and I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe they'll string it together. And I looked and I saw 12 earned runs, and I'm like, oh no, they didn't. But there's been a couple of those head scratching lines this season. But I guess it just goes to show you that no pitcher is untouchable. So
well, he was probably hit maybe getting an all-star appearance, and that kind of really knocked him out of that, unless he gets back on track.
Yeah, he would. I don't know, that kind of performance, you can't even start in the freaking Canadian Baseball League All-Star game.
I didn't even know they had a Canadian Baseball League.
Oh yeah, it's actually well known for being the league that had a home run derby that had no home runs. I'm not even joking. Look it up. It was a home run derby that had no home runs hit. It was.
Who was the most famous Canadian baseball player? Was it Matt Stairs? I remember he used to play.
Larry Walker.
Oh yeah, okay, Larry Walker.
Or just was it Justin Morneau, but probably go Larry Walker. But yeah, I mean, like I said, now it's Jordan Romano for having that ERA over 7 for the Phillies this year. It's some prime bullpen pitching right there. But all right, well, we've got the stragglers coming on. Let's see if I can move this around. Wayne, how's it going?
Morning, Chris. What's happening?
Not a whole lot. Just about to start breaking down the card. How was your Saturday yesterday?
Solid, nice 2-1 day. Hopefully starting this month strong. It was definitely a rough May for me, but I'll take a nice winning day after a couple losing weeks in a row. So got to use that momentum and just stay positive and stick to what I've been doing to win.
Absolutely, that's why we call it the dog days of summer. But you just got to sort of stay consistent with it. But we'll be consistent with it today. We're gonna give out some free pick winners and start over in Major League Baseball, and I'm gonna go 4 at a time today. I'll probably still stretch it out. Now we've got 5 people here, so the first game we'll go with is the game at 1:05 Eastern. If my computer wants to actually do some work for me today, there we go. The Texas Rangers hosting St. Louis Cardinals. You got Jacob deGrom. This is the starter there against Eric Fede. You got the Atlanta Braves with Bryce Elder getting the start against Boston and Garrett Crochet. The Phillies, back to the scene of the crime. One lefty wasn't enough. Now it's Ranger Suarez getting the start here against Milwaukee and Jose Quintana. And the Baltimore Orioles sending out Charlie Wharton against the White Sox with Adrian Hauser going in this one. Brian, what do you like here?
Oh, it's a tough one here, but I think I'll take the Chicago White Sox plus the 1.5. Hauser had a rough start 3 starts ago, but his last 2, he went 6 strong innings in both. Charlie Morton looked good in his last start, but this Orioles team just doesn't score a lot of runs. Neither do the White Sox, but they were lucky yesterday to get out with that run line win where the White Sox put a little heat on them in the last thing. I'll take the White Sox plus 1.5, and I'll also lean to the Cardinals plus 1.5. Rangers have been they broke out in that one game, putting up a bunch of runs, but they were back up to not hitting yesterday. So I'll take the plus 1.5 with the St. Louis Cardinals as well.
Yeah, what do you like here?
Yeah, I'm probably going to run the other way than my good friend Brian. I'm going to take Texas. They're favored $1.60 today, and they're 9-0 with Jake deGrom on the mound when favored $1.50 or more. Meanwhile, Eric Fede, all he's done in his career is burn money. His teams have gone 54-76 minus 11.0 net games. So I'm going to take deGrom minus $1.60.
Javon, what do you like here?
I could agree with Al on that Texas pick. The only thing is I don't like laying anything above 150, and I'm on a strict policy of not doing that. So what I would do is if I'm gonna play that game, I gotta at least have a -1 on it. Don't want to do -1.5 with the Texas team who's kind of light at the bat, at the plate. So it would have to be -1 for me for that to drive down the price to get it to within my range. I am also on the Boston Red Sox. Garrett Crochet's on the mound. A little bit more juice because of who he is. Bryce Elder on the other side. I like my chances with the Red Sox to win this rubber match, to actually win a series. It's really just based on him doing what he has to do on the mound to go deep into the ball game, not allow the bullpen to decide this game, and for the Red Sox to scratch across some runs because they have had some trouble doing that. As of late, losers of 6 of the last 7. Well, yeah, 6 of the last 7. So, it'll have to be the Red Sox for me.
Wayne?
Yeah, we'll stick on that game. I'm in agreement with Jovan with Boston. Line looks a little trappy. Atlanta plays their best baseball at home. They're getting what looks like to be a value play for them at home. But as Jovan just pointed out, this pitching matchup favors Boston. The bats for both sides are pretty equal in my books, even just from the full totality of the season, even the recent play, the bats have been even. So it just goes with trusting Crochet on the mound. Don't love Lane, this type of number with Boston on the road, as they're just not a very strong road team. But this is a favorable spot for them. Atlanta hasn't been a home dog much, just 1-1 on the season, so not really many numbers on them. But I kind of trust the books in this spot. Take Boston minus the 130. And Orioles, White Sox, kind of to what Brian pointed out earlier, I like the under. Not really under type pitchers on the mound, but with the bats and the way that they've been pitching in their recent performances, I'm going to continue to ride that under in the White Sox Orioles.
Yeah, I'm also going to be on the Red Sox here. I like the Atlanta Braves at home, but for me, Bryce Elder is right there with AJ Smith-Shawver is trying to figure out who the weak link of this Braves rotation would be. It's probably Bryce Elder, though, and I think that he gets hit today against the Red Sox lineup that's been hard for me to trust. They've been inconsistent, but I think they do enough here. The Braves haven't been great against left-handed pitching. Garrett Crochet, I think, has a solid outing here. So give me the Red Sox in that one. And I'm going to take the under 7.5 in Rangers Cardinals. I think that DeGrom is a strong start. I think if the Rangers win this game, I think it's like a 2-1 game. I just do not trust this Rangers offense right now. And I think that could just make Eric Fede maybe look a lot better than he actually is. But yeah, I think it's just a low scoring game. Just lack of offense. And some great pitching from DeGrom as well. So give me the under 7.5 in that one. But we'll move on. We got the Toronto Blue Jays. Kevin Gausman on the hill against the Athletics with JP Sears on the mound. Sears might be getting condemned once again today, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see if that ends up being the case. I think they're liquidating some of their locations. But we got the Cleveland Guardians with Gavin Williams on the bump against the Angels and Jack Conowitz. The New York Mets, healthy minus 370 with Clay Holmes on the mound against Colorado. Carson Palmquist. And the Miami Marlins, Ryan Weathers on the hill against San Francisco and Hayden Birdsong. Big Al, what do you like in these four?
I like San Francisco. Marlins have a negative 78 run differential this season, and San Francisco is really good versus teams getting outscored by one or more runs per game this year, going 12-2. And Ryan Weathers' teams have gone 20-30, minus 10.1 net games in his career as the starter. So Hayden Birdsong's mine's about $1.17 as I look at it now. I'll take Birdsong as a small favorite.
Javon, anything you like here?
The A's and Blue Jays over. I'm just gonna roll with it once again, just like I did yesterday. 8-7 yesterday. Expect more runs. JP Sears is falling on hard times as of late, and I think Toronto takes advantage because as of late they've been tearing the cover off the ball against lefties in particular. So I think it's all systems go for over. I think you get it done early. I would say first five as well. If you want to stretch it out and back them on the Yerfy, I think you could do that as well. I think JP Sears might be in a bad way today.
Wayne?
Yeah, just mainly based off the line perspective of how the Angels and Cleveland playing. I got to back the Angels. Just a good value. I don't want to lay this amount with Cleveland and Gavin Williams on the round. Although Gavin has been playing well in majority of his spots, I just like the way the Angels are rolling right here and the price we're getting on the Angels versus Cleveland, a team that is beatable right now.
Yeah, I got to roll with the Angels as well. I just can't pay that kind of price with Gavin Williams getting the start here. Me, same sort of thing. I think he's one of the weaker arms in this Cleveland rotation. Jack Hanowitz hasn't been anything special. He's been getting hit hard in some of his recent outings as well. But to me, this matchup's maybe better priced around minus 135, minus 140. If you gave me that price, yeah, we could talk about Cleveland, but minus 184. I'm going to take the Angels now. I'll take a shot on LA. And yeah, give me the Blue Jays on the run line. They've hit left-handed pitching fairly well as of late. I think Sears is, yeah, I think, yeah, some Sears locations are going to be demolished today, unfortunately.
We need some of the sound effects when you tell a corny joke like we used to play. I miss that sound effect.
Speaking of corny, Brian, what do you like today?
I like the opposite of that. I'll take the homeless Athletics here plus the 1.5. Kevin Gausman, he's been solid lately, but minus 200 pitcher. I know Toronto's won, what, 5 of 6 or 4 or 5. They've been winning lately, and the Athletics have been getting it handed to them. But I think JP Sears is better than the pitcher. We've seen give up 19 runs over his last 3 starts. I'm going to take the Athletics today on the run line.
There's a Brian I know. Taking an 18 that's lost 16 of 17.
Then listen, they're due. They're due for a win here today. I'm not going to say.
I got library books that are more due than the Athletics for.
All right, we'll see. They keep it within 1. I'm not Kevin Gausman. I don't know, minus 200. That's a big price for him.
All right, we'll go to our next time slot. Here we got the Houston Astros.
I think you skipped Dow on this one. Did you? No. Oh, no.
I went first.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I forgot. I'm getting old. I forgot about that already.
Stop focusing on my jokes and start.
Yeah, you're right. Your corny jokes threw me off.
Figuring out the sequence. Okay. All right, we got the Houston Astros. Hunter Brown going here against the Tampa Bay Rays and Taj Bradley. Got the Kansas City Royals. Chris Bubich on the mound. I have to say, probably one of the biggest surprises for me this season is Chris Bubich. Against the Detroit Tigers and Kiter Montero. We got the Chicago Cubs. Jameson Taillon going against Nick Martinez. And the Cincinnati Reds. And the Arizona Diamondbacks back to the scene of the crime with Corbin Burns on the bump today against the Washington Nationals and Mitchell Parker. Jovan, do you like anything in these 4?
Yeah, I'm gonna back the Tampa Bay Rays and Houston Astros under. Just a situation where Taj Bradley's actually pitched well as of late. Hunter Brown, he bounced back in his last game after getting shelled in his previous start, giving up 1 run in his last outing. And since 7.5, bullpens get involved, it could get crazy. But these are 2 teams that like to stay under. So I would take the first 5. I would take it full game. And that's just how I play that one. I don't think it's going to be enough runs scored to exceed that total. I'm also on Detroit. I'm on the Tigers in this one. Kiter Montero, he's put together some strong starts in his last 3. Chris Bubich, the proof is in the pudding of what he's done. But I think it's not decided in the first 5 or even 7. I think this is going to be decided in the 8th or 9th inning. I think Detroit's bats, coupled with the bullpen for the Royals, compare the 2 bullpens. I think it's advantage Tigers. So, with that said, I'll take that plus money and rock with Detroit.
Wayne, what do you like out of these 4?
You can just give me the Rays money line. Taj Bradley, just a more trustable for me than Hunter Brown. Just the one of these games where both of these pitchers can show up and play well, give up 1 or 2 runs. We've seen that out of them. But when we're talking about pitchers that can get exploded on 1 or 2 innings, I've seen it too much out of Hunter Brown. It just scares me. I have battle wounds from taking Hunter Browns and looking, and they're up 1. Next thing you know, he's giving up 6, 7 runs. So I'm gonna fade him just off of that, and based off of that price, I'm taking the Rays. Been playing well and getting their bats going recently.
Yeah, if anybody knows me, I've been an anti Taj Bradley backer for the better part of the last couple of years, and today's going to be no different. Hunter Brown got roughed up by the Rays last time he faced him. That was at Steinbrenner Field. We've seen how many pitchers have had problems pitching at Steinbrenner Field. Just how hitter friendly it is. But at home this season, Hunter Brown's been just completely different. On the road this year is where Hunter Brown's had his issues. He's got a 2.51 ERA, and that's when I use issues in air quotes. But a 1.09 ERA at home, a 171 opponent's batting average. I'll roll with Hunter Brown too. I also like the Hunter Brown strikeout props, the extended strikeout props too. So I'll go with the Astros. And give me the under in Cubs Reds. I know there's a market that's been out there for, no home runs in the game. I think this could be another one of those that cashed in this game yesterday, and I think that we could have another one here, even though it's Nick Martinez and Jameson Taillon. The wind is really blowing in today, and I think we just have a low-scoring game. Ball stays in the yard, so give me the under and give me the no home runs between the Cubs and the Reds. Brian?
I think in this group in the games, I'll take the Arizona Diamondbacks -1.5. Diamondbacks really struggling lately. 1-9 last 10, while the Nats have won 4 straight. But I think it's a breakout game to really crush Mitchell Parker here at Washington. Corbin Burns has been pretty much lights out last 5 starts. So I'll lay the 1.5 here with Arizona. I think they get it done, breakout.
There you go.
I'm going to take Chris Bubich, mainly because of the price. Kansas City favored $1.58 right now. Big dichotomy in Bubich's career, whether if he's a favorite or an underdog. When he's an underdog, he's horrible, 18-37, -12 net games. But as a favorite, 13-3 plus 9.4 net games. I'm going to lay the $1.58 with KC.
Yeah, like I said, I think Ron was the one that tapped Bubich to be like breakout pitcher this year. Don't think he had him leading baseball in ERA at the beginning of June. So just to show you guys can come out of nowhere though. But we'll move on to our final 3 games of the day. We got the Seattle Mariners with Luis Castillo on the mound, the good Luis Castillo, not the doppelganger, against the Minnesota Twins and Chris Paddock. We got San Diego Padres, Randy Vasquez getting the start against Pittsburgh and Andrew Heaney. And the Los Angeles Dodgers, Yamamoto getting the start against the Yankees and Ryan Yarbrough. Wayne, what do you like in these 3?
Yeah, give me the Dodgers. Just like for them to strike back against New York in this spot. Love Yamamoto on the mound for them. More dangerous bats to me, although it might not been bad recently like that, but more dangerous lineup. Know they have their issues with their bullpens, but in this spot, I just like the Dodgers here with this price point too, and Yamamoto on the mound, so I'm gonna take the Dodgers.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened to the Yankees in this series. I thought they would, have a better showing than this, but I lean towards the Dodgers in that one just based on the edge and starting pitching. It looks like Ryan Yarbrough, I don't know if he's just going to be an opener and it's going to be more of a bullpen game or if he's going to be expected to go some extended innings here. So, but either way, I think it's Dodgers for me now, and I think they just keep it rolling. The other one, I'm going to lean towards the Minnesota Twins. Chris Paddock, again, his ERA has on the road just been inflated by that rough start that he had against the White Sox to start his campaign, but he's still a solid pitcher. He could be a 5, maybe 6 inning guy, and then hands the ball off to the better bullpen. At one point, Seattle's bullpen looked rock solid. Andre Munoz had probably been maybe the front runner for the All-Star closer for the American League, but all of a sudden this Mariners bullpen's been getting roughed up in the last week in extra innings. Luis Castillo, again, solid arm, but he's been hittable. So 3.32 ERA. I think that Paddock gets the Twins win here. He won it against Seattle last season, had 10 strikeouts in that game. I think the Twins get it done at plus money here. So give me the Minnesota Twins. Ryan?
I like the under 9 in the Dodgers and Yankees. I think we'll see too much action here on the over based on the last 2 games of Yarborough. His last 2 starts going 11 innings, only giving up 2 earned runs, and Yamamoto usually a steady hand at starting pitcher. I just think we're getting a little bit of value here based on the last 2 games. I like the under 9 Dodgers Yankees.
Big Al, you like anything here?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely see where Brian's going with the under in that game. When you take a look at Yamamoto, he's 9-3 under his last 12 starts. Yarborough 8-3 under his last 11 starts. I'm going to join Brian and take the under 9 runs.
And Jovan.
Well, I guess there's a consensus on that under, but I'm gonna go first 5 with it. I just, with the runs that are being scored in this series, late inning action could jeopardize that total. So I'm gonna go first 5. Yamamoto, you already know what he's been doing on the mound. His counterpart, Ryan Yarborough, he's come out the gate well. So, I expect this to be a lower scoring game, at least in the first half of this game. So after that, I have no clue because the Dodgers bats are just red hot. You see what they've done in the late innings this season, and the Yankees could catch fire as well. Once they get to the bullpen. So I roll with the starters here strictly in first 5 under for me at plus 100.
All right. And that does it for Major League Baseball today. So we're going to be the dog days of summer. So everybody's got to get used to these maybe shorter morning shows on the weekend, but still want to get you guys some.
That's okay. Get a little vacation here for cruising.
Yeah. Get some shut eye before it all starts back up in late August, early September.
August? Oh, you mean in July? We get that Hall of Fame game. That's when it starts up again.
Oh yeah, that's true too. I'm not much of a preseason bettor. And Brian was waiting for. I thought you were going to correct me on the CFL.
Oh yeah, we got the CFL starting this week. I'm excited. I can get hit my last year. I was horrible, like 43%, but I'm ready to bounce back this year. I think I got my feeling with the CFL.
That makes one of us that's excited.
Go Elks!
Oh boy,
jump on Rod's bandwagon.
I'm sorry that I know it's a Canadian Football League. That might be one of the dumber name changes that's happened.
I don't mind the Elks.
I get it. You got to keep the alliteration. I understand, but it's like
no, not because of the alliteration. I mean, it could be the Houston Elks for all I care, but I like the Elks.
Yeah, there's just nothing that's imposing to me about an elk. But I guess you could say they're probably the same thing about an Eskimo. You're not gonna.
It seems to me the CFL games always come down to the end because they get that extended time and they're kicking field goals with no time left, like the 50, the double 50-yard line. So, or you get the punt for a point, So you never know.
Gonna say, anytime I talk about football and I tell people I'm from Canada, like, oh, you mean that Canadian Football League? And the highlight they always bring up is when Montreal and Toronto had to kick the ball back and forth to avoid. Well, I think Toronto was trying to get the single, and Montreal was trying to avoid giving up the point. It was just debacle. But we'll talk about some WNBA, the Commissioner's Cup starting today.
Does anyone
I,
care about the
I didn't
Commissioner's
even know
Cup?
that there was a Commissioner's Cup involved today, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well,
all
some
of
people-
all. But does anyone care?
I don't think
Nope.
so, but I think it's just the WNBA following the lead of the NBA with the in-season tournament.
Well, no, the Commissioner's Cup started first.
I meant just in trying to
Make
integrate
it
it.
relevant.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to what?
Like in terms of trying to like integrate it more and just bring more attention to it. I know they started it first, but it's like I don't know. It just like you said, it seemed like nobody cared about it, and then all of a sudden, the NBA had the in-season tournament. Everybody saw how well it worked, and everybody's like now paying attention. Oh,
it's the in-season tournament hasn't. I mean, I think it's all stupid.
Are they paying out the same to the winners, the ladies, as they do the guys?
I think it's 100,000, and they're also playing for charity too.
Yeah, I'm pulling. Yeah, so this is the 5th year of the in-season of the Commissioner's Cup. For those who care, underdogs are 114 and 96 ATS in these games. It's just stupid. I don't know.
Well, we got on that note, we got the Liberty and the Sun, the Liberty laying only 18.5 in that one. We got the LA Sparks against the Phoenix Mercury, LA laying 4.5, total of 162. We got the Seattle Storm catching 2.5 at home against the Las Vegas Aces, and the Golden State Valkyries against the Minnesota Lynx. The Lynx laying 11 on the road. For me, I'm going to go with the Phoenix Mercury catching the 4.5 here. No, obviously no Kalia Copper, but now there's no Alyssa Thomas for the Phoenix Mercury. But I think that's just it's sort of the next man up mentality or next woman up mentality for the Phoenix Mercury. One of the best defensive teams in the WNBA. LA just continues to disappoint, and the LA Sparks just have not been great as a favorite. I think they're like 1-5-2 in their last 7 or last 8 as a favorite. So give me the Mercury plus 4.5. I might put a little bit on Mercury money line. And I'm going to go with the Aces laying the 2.5. I know Seattle normally a team back at home. Jay and I have gone back and forth saying that they're sort of the Denver Nuggets of the WNBA, where they just play their best basketball at home. But quick revenge spot for the Las Vegas Aces after getting slapped by the Storm in the same building by 20 just a week ago. The Aces look like they finally woken up. I'm going to go with the Aces, lay the 2.5. Brian?
I'm going to go with the Liberty here, laying a boatload. It had dropped this. It was dropping a little bit, but now back up to that 18.5, a revenge spot. Liberty lost to Connecticut last time they met up last season, but I think more so Connecticut. Everybody saw them knock off the Fever, and that he as a huge dog. I think that will get lots of money here on the Connecticut Sun, and I just think the Liberty won't take their foot off the gas here. I think we're looking at like a 25 point win here for New York, so I'll lay the points.
Big Al, anything you like here?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to run it the other way on that Seattle-Vegas game.
Okay.
You did mention revenge, but the Aces are now 3-7-2 their last 12 when playing with revenge, so it really hasn't mattered to that team. The Seattle Storm, they were upset in their last game by Atlanta, and off that upset loss, I do like them plus the 2.5 here as a home dog. When you take a look at how WNBA teams off a Suat's loss have done, if their opponent was not off a Suat's loss, they've gone 23-5-2 ATS their last 30, including 15-1 and 2 pushes as an underdog. So I'm going to take Seattle off that upset loss plus the points.
So you're saying there's a chance?
It's always a 50% chance.
Jovan, what do you like here?
Yeah, it's a lot of with the chop, but I think the Liberty gonna chop it. It can only be Liberty for me in this one. Going up against this Connecticut Sun team who's been blown out 3 times already in this season. I believe it's 3. It might be 4. Yeah, it's been one. Yep. Yeah. Good 3 times they've been blown out in their 5 losses. You know, facing all right, here's the thing. They just beat the Fever without Caitlin Clark for their first win of the season. Now they have to go to New York to face a Liberty team who they're the defending champs. They're the best team in the W 6-0 record. I just see no way of Connecticut putting up a chance. So I would go first half, full game. Probably could get a better price if you do first half full game if you're into that sort of thing. Um, and I'm on the Valkyrie. Uh, just one of those deals where Minnesota, yeah, they're winning. They're undefeated this season, but they're 2-4 against the spread. I don't think they're the type of team that really has any interest of trying to blow out teams. They're you know they're just fine with getting wins and keeping it moving to the next city. I think that's how they're playing. So especially in the early portion of this WNBA season. So Golden State, they're coming off the road, you know, off of back-to-back losses in New York. So I think in the second one, they actually put up a fight. So I think they continue to fight the good fight and cover the spread.
And Wayne, close us out.
Yeah, it looks like I'm the only one that's going to be falling for the fool go to Connecticut, but I got to take the boatload of points against New York Liberty. I'm also missing one of their players. Connecticut's starting to get some of their players back. Sanaya Rivers, I'm big on her. Big on the defense of Connecticut. I do think they'll start playing a lot better on that side. Their offense worries me, but when you get 18.5 points in your back pocket, the back door's going to be wide open. So give me Connecticut in that spot. And I wanted to get there with Chris with the Mercury, but just too many injuries in this spot. This kind of looks like somebody knows something line with the Sparks at 4. I question it, so I'm probably just gonna ride with it. Sparks missing a few players as well, but younger players and their veterans have been playing well while Brink and Rakia has been out. So give me the Sparks in this spot.
All right. That does it for today's card. But our best plays. We gave out a lot of free plays today, a lot of free winners, I'm thinking. And the only thing to do next is tell everybody what's going on. We got our best plays over at Pick Dogs Premium. Brian, what do you got going on over there today?
Up off a winning day yesterday, 37-20, 65% all sports run. I got my MLB titanium play over at pickdogs.com. Make sure you check that out, or maybe pick up that best bet along with 2 others in my private plays 3-pack, 3 plays for $50 at pickdogs.com.
Check it out with Brian over at Pick Dogs. What do you have for sale over at Pick Dogs today?
Yesterday I was 1-1. Had the Pacers and the under, so I split out. Currently on a 613 and 463 run. My last 1076. I've got 1 play in the United Football League, and then I've got 2 plays in WNBA. And I've also already posted side and total winners of Game 1 between the Pacers and Thunder for Thursday.
Definitely check that out with Big Al over at Pick Dogs Premium. Already getting a jump on that Game 1 line. Jovan, what do you like? Or what do you have for sale over at Pick Dogs Premium today?
Well, as of right now, I have 2 MLB plays. Been rolling MLB. No NBA. I'm on a 9-game heater in that one. 9-0 in my last 9. So if you need some NBA, you're gonna have to wait for that one. But MLB's been fine for me as well. So last week 13-4 overall. So check out those 2 plays. I might put another play just to make a 3-pack. I have an MLB play that I really like. I'm not too sure if I want to pull the trigger on that one or a WNBA play. But regardless, I'll know how that's going to play out in the next 10 minutes after the show. So, yeah, jump on boards with something long term, a match with one of the other guys or several of the other guys.
Definitely jump on something long term with Jovan or that multi-capper promotion. And Wayne, what do you have for sale today over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, WNBA play of the day. Really love this play. Two MLB plays, but then I may put it together in a 3-pack. But right now, it'll just only be for long term. That's some of the benefits of getting long term. When you get mine or any of these other handicappers long term, most likely they'll have an extra play for you. And not to mention that you get the lines early. So before the line movements, we know in a lot of these sports, line movements come fast. So to get the play as soon as it drops, grab some long term. Pair me up with one of these top handicappers that you see on the show or over on the site, and let's continue to get money this weekend and let's start this month off strong.
Absolutely. Check out Wayne over at Pick Dogs Premium. For me today, got my my $15 MLB pickoff play. Fortunately, couldn't come through yesterday with the Tigers, but we're going to come back at it again today. Coming off a great day yesterday. So just hope to keep it rolling today. Also, a 5-pack from Major League Baseball, a WNBA play of the day, and a bonus play if you are a long-term subscriber from Major League Baseball. And try to keep it rolling. Like a lot of these guys said, you can hop on a long-term pass. It's best value. I know we're in the dog days of summer, but still a lot better than buying daily individually. So it stretches out your dollar for sure. And you can pair us up. Use that multi-capper promotion. You can go 2 of us, 3 of us, 4 of us, 5 of us, however many you want over at Pick Dogs Premium. Whatever you do, use that promo code PICK at checkout and get 15% off your purchase. But it does, except for one thing to go. Parlay time. Brian, what do you got for sale over at Pick Dogs? Or sorry, I already asked you. What's your parlay for today?
My parlay is Arizona Diamondbacks -1.5, the Athletics plus the 1.5, and then the Liberty -18.5.
Big Al, do you have a parlay today?
Let's see. Going with the San Francisco.
Big Al, what was that one more time? You kind of cutting in and out.
Oh, sorry. In the WNBA, the Seattle Storm plus 2.5, and in baseball, the San Francisco Giants -$1.20.
All right, Javon, what do you have for parlay today?
We have the Boston Red Sox matched up with the Texas Rangers. That's one. Rays, Astros under first 5. Matched it up with the Yankees, Dodgers first 5. And squeeze out one more. The Athletics, Toronto Blue Jays over, matched it up with the Detroit Tigers. Get a little bit more plus money with that plus 140 mixed into that. So give it 3.
Wayne, what do you got for parlay?
We'll go 2 MLBs, 1 WNBA. We'll go Boston money line, Rays money line, WNBA Sparks money line.
And for me, I'll go with the under in Rangers Cardinals. I'll go with the Red Sox. And I'll go with the Minnesota Twins. All right. Anyone got anything before we head out of here?
Sweep the board.
Absolutely. Make it a winning day. Appreciate each and every one of you that's joined us today. Brian, Big Al, Jovan, Wayne, thank you guys for popping on with me on a Sunday. I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning with Jay and I think Costi on the morning show. But you'll see a lot of these guys in the drive-thru throughout the week. But again, appreciate everybody. Have a good one. We'll see you guys soon.